The earliest known version of Mulan's story is a folk poem from the Wei dynasty dating back to around the 5th century BC. The Ballad of Mulan was passed down orally before they were written into anthologies like the Jeyu Genyu Fu. It describes a young woman who joins the army in her father's place. The cultural setting of this story predates the rise of rigid Confucian gender roles. In Han Chinese Confucianism, women were expected to remain indoors, be obedient to their fathers, and obey male authority. By contrast, the Xianbei people were a nomadic people who ruled the Northern Wei dynasty, and they operated a very different social framework. In Xianbei society, mobility, adaptability, and military service were part of life for men and women. The story of Mulan likely originated from a cultural context that accepted female agency, particularly in wartime. Mulan is not Han Chinese, at least not in the Confucian sense. She may well have been Xianbei, or living in a cultural environment shaped by both nomadic and Han influences. Women in this context could inherit property, ride horses, lead tribes, even hold power in court. Empress Dowager Fiang was a Xianbei woman who ruled Northern Wei politics for decades. They did not live under the same restrictions as Han Chinese women in later dynasties did. The poem reflects a fluid borderland identity, where loyalty to your family came before loyalty to your nation, and where women could act decisively without seeking state power. The original Ballad of Mulan uses terms like Khan for ruler, which is a Turco-Mongol steppe title, not a Han Chinese one. This suggests that the ruler Mulan lived under was likely a steppe or nomadic king rather than a Han emperor. Her military service happens on the northern frontier, supporting this interpretation. In the poem, Mulan learns her father has been conscripted, but he is too old to survive the campaign, and her younger brother is too young at 12 years old. So she disguises herself as a man and takes his place. Over 12 years of military service, Mulan earns great merit. At the end of the war, she is offered a powerful position in the government. She refuses it and asks only for a camel so that she can return home. She reveals her identity only after she's back with her family. Her comrades are stunned. Nobody suspected a thing. The Northern Wei dynasty was a time of ethnic division and war in China, and the state depended on military conscriptions. There are multiple instances of women disguising themselves to fight. Mulan likely represents a real tradition of resistance, but there's no nationalism in the modern sense. China as a unified, centralized thing didn't exist yet. Mulan is motivated by family loyalty and personal duty. Her fellow soldiers never suspect her identity, and the ballad ends with a metaphor. Two rabbits running side by side. How can you tell male from female? She refuses imperial promotion. Unlike Disney's Mulan, she wants nothing from the system. She returns home quietly, not as a hero, but as a daughter. There's no love interest, no fanfare, no glory, no matchmaker, no dragons, no emperor worship, and definitely no magic. Mulan is not the chosen one. She's just an ordinary person doing what needs to be done. In 1998, Disney released its version of Mulan. The company was expanding its global reach and wanted to access the Chinese market. It was also responding to criticism for a movie called Kundun, which was a Scorsese film about the Dalai Lama that led to a ban on all Disney films in China. Mulan was meant to repair that relationship and appeal to Asian American audiences within the United States. Disney kept the surface elements of the original, the cross-dressing, the military service, and the family dynamic, but the structure is entirely different. The studio reframed Mulan as a misfit girl trying to find her identity. Her decision to join the army is no longer framed as family duty. It becomes a personal act of identity and empowerment. She becomes the exceptional individual who changes the systems by outperforming everyone, a hallmark of American individualism. In the original, she refuses a position in the government. In the Disney, the climax is her saving a Han emperor. Her heroism is only validated when it serves the state. In the original, there is no talking dragon, no comedic sidekick. The story is spare and philosophical. It ends with a metaphor about gender ambiguity. In the Disney film, Mushu, a wise ancestral spirit, becomes a loudmouth sidekick voiced by Eddie Murphy. The ancestors are portrayed as bumbling and comedic. Mulan's introspection is replaced with American slapstick humor. Despite the Chinese setting, the narrative arc is deeply Western. Hero's journey, personal growth, proving oneself through war. It's a blend of Chinese tradition and American self-assertion. The story is reframed to center the military, national identity, and her individual ambition.